Good morning. My name is David Hunsinger, and welcome to this Wednesday, January 20th version of Keystroke Live, where we are going to talk about a couple of cool little things in version 8 with the toolbars that we just wanted to be sure dealers were aware of. Remember, Keystroke Live is every Wednesday, 10 a.m., same login information. We get Mike Gebb on the first Wednesday of the month. So a few little things about the toolbars. We've added some options when converting, and we'll walk through that. There's a new look. They actually load faster. We tried to help get rid of that screen flicker that happens sometimes, so version 8 should do that a little bit. And you can use the toolbar editor in advanced or the button editor in Keystroke POS or Keystroke POS Advanced. So let's go ahead and take a look at the new toolbars. And am I sharing the right one? There we go. I'm just logging in here, and one of the big things, we have some new buttons over here on the side of the screen that are visible when they're logging in, and then on when the main menu is displayed, or in advanced POS when the navigation menu is displayed. And this is just a link to the Keystroke website, a link to our PCI document, and then a button here with information. Now remember, it's very easy when you're setting up your customer. You can go in here and right-click on this and say Edit Button, and for sales or technical assistance, contact, and then you can just come in here and type in, and I can look at, so I can say David SBS and take all this out and leave my phone number in there. I could even put a little space on it if I want to. So now I've changed that quickly and easily so that it's displaying information that makes it easier for the customer to contact you, the dealer, as well as us. We do have the new Windows 10 or Metro style interface, kind of flat borders buttons. Remember on here that, again, any of these you can click to change. We do have the new main menu down here when you're in different modules. And what I've been finding is I'm using more and more tablets, like the Touch Dynamic Quest, that using these buttons makes it very easy to navigate through Keystroke. Got these toolbars. We've tried to do that. The little Keystroke logo down here, it pulls up the information. This is handy because it makes it a very easy way to get to our status screen, where you can see what directory the data's in and all of that. So we're working a little bit at being better at telling people, oh, click here and select status. You can also get that system info, which I have to share. So this is just right out of Windows, the system info, so that you can see PC, hardware resources. There's a whole lot of information here that is really good, that is easy to get at. I go back to Keystroke, hopefully get to the right one here. So that is, I'm just going to close this by clicking here. There's also a quick link to the PA DSS implementation guide. We've made that a lot easier to get at because it's something that we have to be sure people are taking a look at so they realize how to set up Keystroke network computers in a secure environment. So if I go on into sales, you see it changes slightly. We've tried to make it pretty easy, but there is the transaction search. So this is a very easy way of looking through previous transactions, and something that's good to teach your customer about. So if I put in customer number 4 and do transaction search, current customer, oh, don't have any for him right now. But also you can just, rather than, as I tell people, oh, control page up, bring up the last transaction. Well, you can just click that previous. And if I look at what that button says, it just is sending control. That's the caret character. I know that's very small on there. And then page up in braces, that sends control page up. And that's all that's doing. It's just simple, quick ways of doing things. You can look at how this is set up, start with it, edit things how you want to. We do have the keyboard down here. Again, sometimes you forget about it when you're on a touch screen or when you're using a tablet, but that makes it very easy to enter information. Just click it again to make it go away. So now I want to show you a little bit, and I'm going to a different copy of Keystroke here. And hopefully I get the right one shared. Not that one. This one shared. There we go. So this is, I'm starting up Keystroke version 8 for the first time on data that I was using in Keystroke version 7.15. Tells me the password information has been re-encrypted. Again, that's part of our PCI security, that it's got secure hashes and how it's stored in the Keystroke files. Then when I come in here, I get this message about all my data has been converted, and do I want to try out the new or go back to my old toolbars? For right now, I'm going to select try out new, and I'm going to go ahead and enter my, now that's when you do this, you'll have to enter a password if you have a secure password. And I will just put in my password. And it lets me in. So again, you can edit these if you want. Say, hey, I really like these. Remember, you can also control these with the appearance function. We'll take a look. I'm just going to go into sales so it remembers. And then I am going to go ahead, and what I'm going to do now is close this, open it again, and there's messaging about the toolbars, if you like them, how it all works. So give me a second while I close that. And I'm starting it again. And let's see if I can, there it's shared. So when I start it again, it's you're currently using the new toolbars. Please confirm if you want to just continue and this message will keep appearing. Do I want to disable the message, or do I want to revert back to version 7? This is really something we got a lot of input from dealers and our tech support staff here, that, hey, there's a lot of dealers out there that use custom toolbars, and then when they convert, they get copied away, and I got to go out to DOS and delete files and copy files over. And we added this whole process to make it seamless. And at our weekly staff meeting we had yesterday, we're saying, well, what are you hearing about converting the toolbars? And the tech people are like, well, we don't really hear about it because it's all so easy to get back to the old ones, get the new ones. So it's something that's working pretty well, and it's here to make our lives and your lives easier. So I can just select continue. This message will keep popping up every time I come in, but I can also disable the message so that I'm just sticking with the new version 8 toolbars, or I can, revert back, and if I've got custom programs and items programmed and all of that. So I'm just going to continue for right now and go ahead and clerk in. And remember, in sales here, like there's the payments where it brings up the different types of credit cards. You could go in here and just say, hey, we're not going to take American Express, so I want to blank this out. I don't want to use a graphic, and there, that quick and easy, it's gone. That you can't see it. You click there, nothing happens. So it's easy to come in here, and as long as you're starting with our template, it's very easy to modify certain things, to customize it for people, to make it simple. And I did mention, remember, this is still all editable using the appearance function. So I can select configuration here, but I can also use the toolbar to go main menu and configure settings. Takes me to the configuration manager. Here we have settings and appearance. And I don't know if you've noticed, when I do Keystroke Live, I always set this menu font size to extra large, just because it makes it easier for you on the other end to see these menu items at the top. If I select small, you see all of a sudden how small these got up at the top. So remember, you can customize things. Hey, I don't want people using those things at the top. I'm going to make them small, or how I like it. So I'm an old guy, so I can see you can do that. The colored flat is kind of the Metro Windows theme. You can change the way things look on how the different border styles. Color 3D gives you a little line around it, but that's controlling keystroke. And some of the toolbars use keystroke theme colors, some use consistent colors too. And with those themes, like here, I can go to mint leaf, and you see how it kind of changes the hue of everything. So we also, again, made this appearance function because a lot of it's all stored in an ini file for the computer, ws1.ini. But this just makes it a lot easier to get to. So if I want to change this to, Dave's store, it's very easy to change, and I believe I have to change modules here. Maybe I have to open and close Keystroke again, but I will go back to configuration. But so that, maybe I didn't get it saved, that appearance function, yeah, it reads the ini file when you go in and out of Keystroke, so that title will change when I do that. But it makes it easy to get at all these colors and functions and all of that that's in Keystroke. You can also play with the sounds. You can add sounds. We do have a library of animals, beeps, others, so you can come in here and change sounds to a baseball hit or a cuckoo clock or whatever, if people are into it. Some like that at the point of sale, that it makes an interesting sound and people talk about it. Some don't like it, but we just wanted you to be aware, I could change this back to flat, of all of the changes that we made with these toolbars. We're trying to make them easier, trying to make it more touch friendly, and I know there are dealers out there that have made custom toolbars that have a lot of function, that do a lot, and so it is something that's a very viable way of using Keystroke more to the advantage. And also it helps your customer out, makes them appreciate you, the dealer, more when you can have just a few little nice things that they see every day that they're like, yeah, this gives me ownership of my point of sale system and a little added satisfaction. Going back to the sales manager here, don't forget about this transaction search. It works great. It's also same thing you're going over here, transaction and search. It's that's basically the same as if I do enter settings. Just different ways at menu items, trying to be able to get people to things faster, so they can change them, look at them, and enjoy using Keystroke more on a day-to-day basis. So with that, and if I go back to my PowerPoint slide, and that was, they are a little faster loading. That toolbar editor, which I didn't show you, so let me go back to Keystroke here, and if I log in, when I click on these buttons, I can say Edit Toolbars, and that pulls up the Keystroke touchscreen editor. It's just a more powerful way of actually, I can click on that particular toolbar, gives me all the information about it. I can view the actual XML code that's in the file. So it's just another powerful way of doing it. You don't have to know XML. You don't have to know all the ins and outs of this. You can also just right-click the button, select Edit Button, and change the functionality on it. But wanted to be sure you knew this was there. It's if you're going to do some power editing, it's a powerful tool. There's a lot you can do. I always like reminding people, be sure to back up your, even says at the top, your tb.dat file before you do this, or when you save it with a different name, just so you can always get back to where you started. Just like if you're writing a big long text document, save and save often so that you can always get back to where you started. So with that, thank you for listening today. I'm going to unmute everyone, and are there any questions? I did get everybody. Oh, I think I did get everybody unmuted, right, Nick?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, there's a couple that are still muted here. Hang on. They are not able.
Yeah.
Send the audio pin to them. Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions about the toolbars or anything about version 8? Well, if not, you can always contact us here at Keystroke, and you know we're pretty good at answering the phone and answering questions. Thank you for attending. Next week, Lynn is going to talk about some new edit restrictions. That's where if two people are editing a purchase order on two different registers, we've got some warnings in there now that so they don't write over each other's work. So thanks for attending, and we will see you next week.